Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the Universe 6 Namekians today. Now, I don't think that they're going to be very impressive. I don't think so. So I just gave them kind of like a mix of an offensive build. I mean, assuredly, if we seriously wanted to win with them, it would be a full dodge build is what we'd give them. I mean, maybe they could be kind of like an okay, like, 6th character on, like, the Universe 6 team, or I guess a full Namekian team. It seems weird, but, I mean, they get buffs, you know, Namekian or Universe 6 ally in the team. I mean, Namekian would be hard to turn into a real team, I guess. I mean, but obviously Orange Piccolo, I mean, is beginning now at this point his kind of descent, right? Where even turn 1, you know, he can get touched at this point. So we'll see. Let's hop into a fight. Again, we have to be running a full Universe 6 team. They do have 2 different 200% leader skills we can rock them on. But obviously 17 and 18 are not a Universe 6 character, so we got to go with Kale. Now, I am restricted by the constraints of the friend system. I do not know what event we're going to end up doing the showcase in. I can't tell you. All I do is I go to every single event, and wherever we find a Kale, I can actually do the showcase in. I'm not allowed to choose. I'm sorry. The game, we're about, you know, closing in on 10 years, and they decide, what if we just have the worst dog shit system ever? That's what they decided. Alright guys, we are here in an event. Now, I would love to go into, like, a real fight. Like a, you know, oh, let's go, you know, Supreme Magnificent Battle or something like that. But unfortunately, Kale, I just can't find a Kale anywhere. Like, there's just no Kales in any stage. Friend system sucks. I mean, obviously, what is it? Saonel and Pirina? Saonel and Pirina. I mean, they're on several different teams, right? But we want to show them on Universe 6, on Kale's team. And people just don't run Kale. People do not run Kale. I mean, there's a reason Kale's not very good anymore, right? Like, if Universe 6, I mean, some of these buffs last year, like, we could have talked, but obviously not really. And even if we ran them on, you know, 17, 18, the thing about the Namekians right here, let's go over here. So they get 1 key and 50% attack and defense per Namekian or Universe 6 category ally on the team. So we want to see them, you know, in like, I mean, sort of like the setup they want to be running. It's with Kale as lead. So this is where, unfortunately, we're going to have to do it. Now, in terms of their link set, they have Tough as Nails, Cold Judgment, Tournament of Power, Namekians, Universe 6, Hero, and Shattering the Limit. Isn't there a Kabe that has Hero? Or am I thinking about that? I think I'm getting that mixed up with Courage. I mean, I guess Nail? I mean, I feel like a Dokkan Fest Nail that swaps, like, standby or exchanges into a Piccolo, right? Like, kind of, you know, and they do, like, their fusion or whatever. I mean, that's, like, a realistic, I think, like, Dokkan Fest, for sure. Like I think that could work very well. But I don't know. I mean, they would need a lot more to make Namekians a real team. Maybe a Ban Unit Dende. I mean, Orange Piccolo could at least be kind of useful, I guess. Alright, let's let the Universe 6 Namekians do their thing. There's really not too much for us to see here. They're pretty basic. It's not like they're doing anything super special or exceptional or anything like that. So we'll kind of just, like, let them do their thing. Just kind of, like, see their stats. And then that'll be it for the video. So 4.3 million. Certainly not very good. I mean, we could say that. They are guarding, though. Now, you know, guarding, we'll take it. So this right here, this was a guaranteed additional with a 70% chance for it to be a super if there is another Universe 6 category ally on the rotation, which we're able to get. Yeah, all right, we'll just go to their next rotation, sure. All right, so, I mean, we could talk more about what they're doing, right? So, Universe 6 Namekians, we get the, the buff, the 1 key, 50% attack and defense per Namekian or Universe 6 ally on the team. We get the 100% attack and defense when attacking. The additional, the 70% chance to be a super with the Universe 6 category ally on rotation. They recover 10% HP at the end of the turn if there's another Namekian category ally in the rotation. So, again, maybe we could get Namekian stuff down the line. I mean, I can't imagine this character is going to be very effective, though, as time is going to be going on, right? And then finally, they guard if all allies in the turn are Universe 6 or Namekian. So that's going to be, like, kind of a big thing, is we do have to make sure that we're on kind of like a full Universe 6 team or a full Namekian team to be able to take advantage of that. Like, they're heavily restricted. I mean, as it stands right now, this is a pretty horrible free-to-play character because there's not really much opportunity to use this character. I don't know. Maybe they could have done a better job with UI Goku's leader skill or something. I mean, we'll at least see that they're guarding right there. That's good. And then we get their attack stats. But outside of, I'm not really too sure what to do with the friend system being the way it is, right? Like, they want to be run exclusively on a team that essentially doesn't exist because no one runs Universe 6 because Universe 6 is not good because Kale is not good. And, so there you go. It's like, I mean, I guess maybe there's like, we could probably find a Kefla friend, right? I mean, I'm sure there's at least a couple of Keflas out there. But then, of course, Universe 6 Namekians, their stats are going to go down. We, of course, want to see them, kind of with good stats. I'd like to get at least maybe, like, one more turn of them, but, I mean, am I actually going to be able to find another, like, Kale friend out there? We'll see. We'll see if we can. All right, guys, let's at least get, just one more rotation here with the Universe 6 Namekians. So, again, well, all right, at least on this rotation right here, we'll be able to have Cold Judgment activated, so we'll be able to get a little bit extra defense, right, because they're going to get Cold Judgment along with Vados right here. Here, we'll go and attack Ginyu. Let's just attack Ginyu with them as well, so maybe we could see them triple super. Again, they are going to get that additional as long as we're on the rotation with Universe 6, right? Vados will at least give them a little bit of support as well. 4.5 right there. Okay, then we get another super. Okay, we're up to 5 million. Sure, one more. We don't get the Hidden Potential System additional. Their super attack effect, they get 30% attack and defense for 1 turn. Then they also give allies 30% attack for 1 turn. But like that type of ability, it's like, if that's on LR TEQ UI Goku, pretty good, because we can run them in slot 1 a lot of times, even in the toughest fights. But on the Universe 6 Namekians here, who we're just probably going to be running in slot 3, if we will be seriously trying to win, that's not really going to do too much for us. Again, when they want to try and do that, I mean, I know it's a free-to-play character, but, I mean, if they would make that buff, the last one right there, the 30%, if they would turn that into a 2-turn buff, then that's at least something that we could realistically have, where they could have some impact on the team. All right, guys, one more rotation right here, and we will finish up. Cold Judgment is just going to give us defense anyway, so... All right, let's get these 2 attacks, and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think of the Universe 6 Namekians. I mean, it would certainly be a little bit easier to run them if, I mean, maybe they weren't restricted necessarily to Universe 6 itself. I mean... I don't even think that their defense is really going to mean much, even if they're guarding, right? Like, they are going to get 100% defense when they attack, and then they get the 30%, from super attack effects, but, so they'll be, what, 500k defense with guard? Like, that's instant death, man, in, new fights. It's just, how the game is progressing, right? Like, even free-to-play characters now, right, can actually be effective. Look at Hit. I think Hit is pretty good. But the Universe 6 Namekians, I'm not really seeing too much of a purpose for them. Alright, guys, so that was the Universe 6 Namekians. Let's just go ahead and take a look at what they've got going for us. So this is the life entrusted to us by our brothers, Saonel and Pirina. Leader skill Namekian category key 4 and 66% of stats. Super attack is the Namekian combo, where they get 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and then they raise allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. Again, I mean, not even getting into the usual attack versus defense or anything like that, but when they give this type of support buff, the attack buff, I mean, I'll take it, sure, but the defensive type of buff, like this exact one on the super attack effect, is way more impactful. And I mean, it's something you can easily see with like LR Gamma 1, who could do that defensive buff for 2 turns, right? But the little attack buff doesn't do as much as you'd think it would. And then, of course, for them, I mean, they're going to be in slot 3, so this is going to do virtually nothing for them. Their passive skill, Appreciation of Our Fellow Countrymen. They get 1 key and 50% attack and defense per Namekian or Universe 6 category ally in the team, whichever has the higher count. They get 100% attack and defense when attacking. They get an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super if there's Universe 6 category ally. Now, that's going to be on rotation, right? Let me just look over here. Yeah, participating in the attack. Yeah, as long as there's Universe 6 ally on rotation. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Okay. And then they recover 10% HP at the end of the turn if there's another Namekian category ally in the same turn. Again, maybe like a theoretical Nail Dokkan Fest that swaps in a Piccolo or something like that. Ban a unit Dende. I mean, you know, and then some Dokkan Fest Piccolo Super EZA. Like, they could, at this point, Dokkan has shown they can make any team just a good team overnight if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to make Namekian something, they could. Right? There's, you know, they could get Lord Slug out there, Orange Piccolo if he's like the 5th best unit on the team. You know, we could be talking about something there. And then finally, they activate Guard if all allies in the turn are Universe 6 or Namekian. Links are Tough as Nails, Cold Judgment, Tournament of Power, Namekians, Warriors Universe 6, Hero, and Shattering the Limit. And then the 12 key multiplier is 140%, sure. And then we could take a look at what categories they have. But again, I mean, as a free-to-play character being heavily restricted, I guess it's not the worst thing ever. But I guess it does suck when you can't even find the leader. But, I mean, I would much rather like a free-to-play character be heavily restricted like this and actually good. Although this unit needed more. Like, just Guard is not enough, man. So they're on Universe 6, of course. Then they're also over here on the Universal Survival Saga category team. We also have them on the Namekian category team, which, you know, very rarely is this team getting buffs. Piccolo Jr. is a little past his prime at this point, too. I mean, he was a character who worked very effectively in 2023 as just a raw stats character. But obviously, once we're talking about past 2023, I don't think that's going to be super effective at this point. Well, no, that's the same one. Then they're obviously also on the Join Forces category team. Okay, sure. Then they're over here on the All-Out Struggle category. That potentially could be a nice category to get another addition added to it, but unfortunately, again, you know, they're heavily restricted to Universe 6 or Namekian, so they're not really going to work there. Then they're also on the Entrusted Will category. Definitely good to get more characters for that one. They're also over here on the Fuse Fighter category, because remember, all the Namekians are kind of like, all the Namekians Universe 6 combined to just like 2 people. Kind of an interesting idea for the Tournament of Power, honestly, but sure. And then finally, they are on the Tournament Participant category. So, there we go. There is the Universe 6 Namekians, Saonel and Pirina. Let me know what you guys think of them. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.